Strong USDA weekly corn sales. We'll talk about them in just a moment. Welcome back to Your World in Agriculture for April 17th, 2025. And thanks to our sponsor, Imogene Ingredients. A lot to get to today. Thursday's farm markets started out slightly higher for corn and soybeans, also wheat up 7 cents. USDA's weekly export sales and total commitments of sales for the week ending April 10th. And let's take a look at the charts. First off, for corn, the sales for the week anyway, around 1.5 million metric tons. That's at the high end of trade expectations and also up 99% versus a week ago. For the top right chart, the pace of total commitments now coming in for the marketing year at 91% of the USDA's projection for week 32. Big buyers for the bottom left chart showing Mexico and Japan remain the big buyers for this marketing year of U.S. corn. Now, move to the weekly net sales for soybeans, coming in at mid-range of trade expectations at around 554,000 metric tons. China, very little buyers for this past week, ending April 10th. Again, the old crop sales were the largest sales. New crop sales were very little, 181,000. But anyway, weekly net sales for soybeans higher than a week ago. Pace of total commitments for soybeans at 94% now of USDA's projected total. Bottom left, China remains the big buyer for this marketing year at around 22.3 million metric tons. Let's move to soybean oil. The weekly net sales lower this week. In fact, the sales are at the low end of the trade expectations, down 49% versus a week ago. For the pace of total commitments of sales, we're up over the USDA's projection now by 16%, so at 116% now for the marketing year. Bottom left chart showing that Colombia and India and Mexico, those three countries, the largest buyers of U.S. soy oil. U.S. soybean meal, as we look at the week ending April 10th totals, 146,000 metric tons at the low end of trade expectations and 47% below a week ago. The pace of total commitments at 75% of the USDA's projection. Bottom left chart showing Philippines, Mexico, and Colombia, the big buyers so far this marketing year of U.S. soy meal. On to wheat, the weekly net sales for in the week ending April 10th, missing the trade expectations, also down 29% from a week ago, totaling around 76,500 for old crop, new crop at 273,000, not showing here on the chart, but the new crop, of course, the bigger sales, totaling now for 350,000 for old crop and new crop when combined. Pace of total commitments for this marketing year at 94.2% of the USDA's projection. Bottom left chart, Mexico, the Philippines, Korea, the three biggest buyers for U.S. wheat. So that's a look at the weekly net sales and also the total commitments for the week. A lot to get to. Also this week, the NOPA crush report was released showing that the crush numbers for the USDA dropped this in the month of March anyway, for the U.S. crush at 194.5 million bushels. That's almost a 1% drop from a year ago. Also, it fell below trade expectations. Soy oil stocks totaling 1.4 billion pounds, below the trade's expectation of 1.6. Also this week, the EIA's weekly ethanol production at 1.01 million barrels per day, down 9,000 barrels from a week ago. Ethanol stocks at 26.8 million barrels, fell 220,000 barrels versus a week ago. So as you look at the crush, we're crushing fewer soybeans and also producing less ethanol as of late. Cattle, hog, and poultry producers, listen up. If your livestock have scours, Imogene Ingredients sell a product called Pharmatan that stabilizes the digestive process. It can save your animal, increase immunity, and improve general health. Decrease your scour cases today on your farm by contacting Imogene Ingredients at 515-745-1639 or visit imogeneingredients.com. Be sure to subscribe and like Your World in Agriculture for more farm content. I'm Mike McGinnis.